I'm in meetings a lot. My calendar gets very full with those, and then at night, after the kids have gone to bed, I'm on email a great deal. I get messages during the day. That's my chance to give long responses. And then over the weekend, I send a lot of mail as well. I take 2 weeks a year to just go off and read and think, where I'm not interrupted by work or anything else. I'm just solidly trying to think about the future, and people get to send me things to read as part of that so-called Think Week. So it's a nice mix of things. About 25% of the time that I'm out traveling around, meeting with customers, Europe, Asia, and that sort of helps me think, okay, do we have the right priorities? What are people responding well to, and what would they like to see us do better?
Gary Player, the great golfer, he was a little guy, very little, but he worked really hard. And he had a great statement, but he'd go, the harder I work, the luckier I get. And he wins the US Open. You have all these big, handsome guys, these big, giant guys, and they're hitting the ball a mile. And you have Gary Player. And Gary Player would win the Open. He'd win the Masters. He'd win this. He'd win that. And he said, you know, hey, in the US Open, he hit a 5-iron to 1 foot from the hole, and he ended up getting a birdie and wins the US Open, right? And he came off the green. Now, I know I've heard the statement before, but I heard it from him in a meaningful way. They said, what do you think, Gary? What is it? He said, all I know is I've been working very hard, and the harder I work, the luckier I get. I thought it was an amazing statement.
Everything that I've done, I've worked so hard from until my toes are bleeding and no complaints. So it takes so much hard work, and I think the more you have to work for something, the more you cherish it. And every time I think about doing something silly or something that's going to be detrimental to my career that I've built, I think about all that time I've sacrificed in my childhood and my family and all the people that worked so hard, and I could never disrespect all that I've worked for. I could never disrespect my fans. I could never disrespect the opportunity that I've been given.
Depending on how well you want to do, and particularly if you're starting a company, you need to work super hard. So what does super hard mean? Well, when my brother and I were starting our first company, instead of getting an apartment, we just rented a small office and we slept on the couch. And we showered at the YMCA, and we're so hard up we had just one computer. So the website was up during the day, and I was coding at night, 7 days a week, all the time. And I sort of briefly had a girlfriend in that period, and in order to be with me, she had to sleep in the office. So work hard, like I mean, every waking hour. That's the thing I would say particularly if you're starting a company. And I mean, if you do simple math, you say like, okay, if somebody else is working 50 hours and you're working 100, you'll get twice as much done in the course of a year as the other company.
You have to work. I try to do it almost every day. This is why I'm in a top level many years. I think it's not by coincidence. It's because I do it extra outside the pitch. When I'm 12 years old, most of the people told me, Cristiano, you are a very good talent player, but you are very skinny, very slim. And I put it in my mind, the body we can improve. We can improve. You go to gym, dedication and hard work, you can improve. So I'm improve myself. Athleticism means a lot. For me, I think the small details in the hands gonna make a huge difference to compare with the other players. So I think it's very important to do this kind of work, and I think it's going well on me. This is why I'm in good shape almost all the year, and I want to carry on like that because it's helped me a lot. It's part of me. I'm not doing that kind of work because I have to. It's because it's part of me.